Detroit down to Houston and New York to...
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome the next President of the United States, Mr. Donald J. Trump!
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Connecticut. Great people. Thank you. Thank you. Something big is happening, folks. There's something big happening. Something big. You know, you think this is bad? You want to go outside? You have thousands and thousands of people. Would anybody like to volunteer to give somebody outside your place? Yes? Well, I'm shocked. Look, I love Connecticut. I've lived in Connecticut. I have so many friends in Connecticut. How did you lose General Electric? How did you lose General Electric? Bad governor. You got a bad governor. Any governor that would lose General Electric hasn't done his job, let me tell you. Bad governor. You know, before we begin, I just want to say that it's my honor. I've always loved this part of the world. I've always loved this state. Many years lived in Connecticut. If they get the taxes down, I'll come back immediately, okay? I'll come back. Believe me. But you know, I was called a month ago by Make-A-Wish. We all know Make-A-Wish. An unbelievable outfit. Great, great people, right? They're great people. And they said there's a young man who wasn't feeling the best, and he wanted to meet Donald Trump. Now, that's a problem because he's really, really smart, but in this case, maybe he could have done better, right? But his wish was to meet Donald Trump. And we set it up, and I said, you know what? Let's do it. They live in Fairfield. I said, I'm going to be up in Connecticut. You know, we're making a big move for the state of Connecticut, just so you understand. All right. Normally that wouldn't happen because a Republican, in theory, doesn't win Connecticut and all that. We have the head of the Republican Party here, right there. Good man. But we're going to put a heavy move because, look, your taxes are through the roof, too high. I'm going to read some statistics to you. You're not going to believe it. But before I want to do that, Giacomo Brancato, 18 years old. He looks like a movie star. I said, Giacomo, you're feeling great. And he's in remission. He is an unbelievable young man. I just was with him backstage. So I want to bring Giacomo up with his family, the Brancato family, and give him a big hand. So I said, if I introduce you, Giacomo, with all those cameras, look at those cameras. They're the worst human beings in the world, but they're the worst. But the worst. The worst. But I said, if I introduce you with all these cameras, you, with that look, will end up being a movie star. This family is going to be a whole group of movie stars. Look at the family. Giacomo, say a couple of words to this wonderful group, my friends from Connecticut.
Hi, everyone. Some of you probably know me. My name is Giacomo, and I'm a big supporter of Trump. And, just everyone, vote for Trump, make America great again.
She doesn't want to leave the stage, you see? All right. Giacomo, I want 10% of everything you make. I want 10%. Right? So, we have a big election coming up. Never more important than this one. We have Supreme Court justices, and it could be a record number appointed by the next president. And could be a record number. It's probably going to be 3. We already have one, Justice Scalia passed away. Wasn't expected. That's what happens. Wasn't expected. We could have as many as 4, maybe even 5. If Hillary Clinton, crooked Hillary, crooked. Terrible. You know what we're saying, right, folks? You know what we're saying. By the way, 33,000 missing emails. Think of it. 33,000. Now, she said that it was for the wedding, Chelsea's wedding. I give that 5 or maybe 10. And she said yoga classes, right? I give that 2. What happened to the rest? And now you see they're coming out galore. Now they had 1,000 come out, and they had a couple of more come out. And now it's finding out that it's pay for play, which is illegal. 100% illegal. I used to say just a couple of weeks ago, let's just beat her on November 8th, but you know what? You have a point. You have a point. So, the press is protecting her. They are. The press is totally protecting her. Do you ever notice she comes out, reads a speech, and then goes away for a little while? No press conference in, 255 days or something like that? No press conference. And when she had like a friendly group of people asking her questions, that didn't work out too well. That didn't work out too well. And when she said it was short-circuited, I saw that. I said, that's going to be a disaster. What she just said is a disaster. That's going to be headlines tomorrow in the dishonest newspapers. And lo and behold, it wasn't. And then again, it wasn't, and it wasn't. And we bring it up. Can you imagine if Donald Trump said I was short-circuited up here? This would have gone on for years. This would have gone on. I would have been given probably a death sentence. Probably they would have reinvented the electric chair, right? No, it's very unfair. I'll tell you honestly, I'm not running against crooked Hillary Clinton. I'm running against the crooked media. That's what I'm running against. True. I'm not running against crooked. True. It's true. You know, true. We're all running. You know, we're together. We're together. We have something that's going on that's unbelievable. Get them out. Get them out. Get them out of here. Get them out of here. All right. We have a movement going on. Look at this as an example. You have a room that set every record tonight, by the way. It's been around for a while. We put some loudspeakers outside. You have even more people outside than you have inside. It's a Saturday night in Connecticut. You do have other things to do, I know that. But what's better than being at a Trump rally, right? Make America great again. Make America great again. So, every time I go home, my wife said, I saw you on television. How was the crowd? They never show the crowd. They don't want to show the crowd. They don't want to show the crowd. I was in Pennsylvania yesterday. We had crowds that were so massive. Same thing, turning away thousands and thousands of people. People that want jobs. Hey, look, we have people in this room, amazing people. We have everybody. We have amazing people. We have some people in this room that made more money 18 years ago in real wages than they're making today. And today they're working 2 jobs. Not you, right? Not you. Yes? It's all right. They're working harder. They're older. You know, it's supposed to be the other way around. We are going to bring jobs back to our country. Fast, fast. We are not going to allow our companies to move to Mexico and other places, fire everybody, hire people from other countries, make a product, sell it into the United States, and there's no retribution. Let me tell you something, folks. We are going to change. Yeah, we're going to build the wall. Don't worry about it. We're going to build the wall. We're going to build the wall. We're going to build the wall. Build the wall. And ready, I'm ready. I think you've heard this. And by the way, this is 100% certain, okay? I'm telling this to Giacomo. I might lie to you like Hillary does all the time, but I'll never lie to Giacomo, okay? All right, Giacomo, you hold me to it. We're going to build the wall, but who is going to pay for the wall? 100%. All right. Giacomo heard me. Don't worry about it. I'm not nervous, Giacomo. You're not going to have any problem. So, these politicians come up to me. You know, we had the debates, and I know all the politicians. I used to be establishment. I used to give millions of dollars to politicians. Who knows the system better than me? Believe me, I know the system. And then one day I said, maybe I'll run. And they all said, no, 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 don't run, don't run. The politicians all said, don't run. We love you, Donald, don't run. I was an insider. I went from being an insider to an outsider in about 2 seconds. And I ran. And I was told that this is the most talented field in the history of Republican politics. And here we are, folks, here we are. And a lot of politicians would come up to me and they used to say, Donald, I can understand strong borders. And we have to have strong borders. You remember on June 16th, I talked about illegal immigration, right? Illegal immigration. The Border Patrol agents, 16,500 endorsed me. Sheriff Joe Arpaio endorsed me. That tells you, Sheriff Joe. And by the way, the fact that it's about 190 degrees in this room makes me appreciate the people of Connecticut even more so. Man. It's great. But I love it. It's like a workout. You go home, you lose 5 pounds. I say, what happened? It's like a sweatsuit I'm wearing. But you guys have been here for hours. You've been here for 3-4 hours. How the hell do you do that? How did you do it? Man. These are amazing people. So here's the story, folks. So the politicians, they said to me very strongly, oh, don't worry about them, don't worry. Oh, look, the cameras are turned. Oh, look. The cameras are turned. Wow. Oh, that's great. Those cameras never, ever turn unless there's a protester because, see, a protester is considered a bad thing for Trump. Oh, he had a protester. So I didn't think they could turn, but when there's a protester, they're like pretzels. They can turn, Giacomo. They can turn like pretzels. Look, did you believe that? All the cameras were turned. Oh, what a bunch. I'll tell you, in particular, lately, we have a newspaper that's failing badly. It's losing a lot of money. It's going to be out of business very soon. The New York Times, okay? I love it. And they wrote a story today. Anonymous sources have said, 3 anonymous sources. Anonymous this, anonymous that. They don't use names. I don't really think they have any names, okay? But anonymous sources have said, there are no anonymous. You know, with my campaign, I'll be honest with you. It's me. It's me. They never call me. They don't call me. But these are the most dishonest people. The good news is, I put down failing at New York Times. The newspaper's going to hell. They've got a couple of reporters in that newspaper who are so bad, lack of talent, but it's going to hell. So I think maybe what we'll do, maybe we'll start thinking about taking their press credentials away from them. You know? Maybe we'll do that. I think so. You know, when they write dishonest stories, you can't read them. There's so much. You can't read them. There's so much. I'd be reading all day long. When they write dishonest stories, we should be a little bit tough. Don't we agree? You know? Real garbage. They're garbage. It's a garbage paper. Okay, so here's the story, folks. Talking about garbage. You have a governor in this state who's done a very poor job. And he's backing crooked Hillary Clinton. He's a Democrat. And many of you are Democrats, but I know you're voting for Trump. How many people in this room are Democrats? It's a lot. And how many people are voting for Trump? Yes? Yeah. I'll tell you, folks, I may be wrong, and on November 8th, I'll say, whoop, I guess I was wrong. But there's something going on. People are sick and tired of incompetent presidents like Obama, who's totally incompetent. They're tired of a press that doesn't tell the correct story, all right? The media, the dishonesty. They're tired of crooked Hillary Clinton. For years and years, it's going to be the same thing. 4 more years of Obama, 4 more years of ISIS, 4 more years of high taxes. Did you see? Hey, did you see what she did? She came out with an economic plan. Now, I have to be honest. I'll tell you, I'm no fan of the Washington Post either, although they've been much nicer lately, I must say. I banned them about 2 months ago. But maybe I'll let them back in. They've been much better. He's saying, no, don't bother. You're probably right. But the Washington Post did a big front page story on crooked Hillary. And it was done about a week ago. Washington Post. I'm only taking one page. It was a big story. As senator, Clinton promised 200,000 jobs in upstate New York, which, by the way, is a disaster area, okay? I love those people. They have lost so much. They are great people. And they're with Trump, I think, like 100%, okay? I won New York State in a massive landslide. And by the way, I won Connecticut in a massive landslide. So it says here, as senator, I'm adding one word, crooked Clinton promised 200,000 jobs in upstate. Tell you who got the jobs, her consultants got the job. In upstate New York, her efforts fell flat. Look at that. Okay, you got it, cameras? Oh, now they're turning away. You see, now they're turning away. They don't want to see that. They don't want to see it. No, they don't want to see that. But her efforts fell flat. And I'll tell you the story because I was there. She was running for the Senate. She made all sorts of promises, and the promises were not kept, okay? They were not kept. And New York State, upstate New York, became a disaster area. What happened is the jobs left for Mexico and other places. She couldn't get anything passed except the name on a small building someplace. She had no power in the Senate. People didn't respect her. She had no strength. She needs the right temperament. She's a weak temperament. Although the Secret Service agent said she's essentially crazy, so I believe her. And these guys know her pretty well. But, you know, she said, I don't know if you heard her not so long ago, reading off a teleprompter, I assume. She goes, you ever see her stand up in front of 8, 9, 10,000 people without a teleprompter? Now, maybe. I don't think so. But she's reading off, and she said, I don't like Donald Trump's tone. I don't like Donald Trump's tone. And I thought about it. So, Giacomo, she said she doesn't like my tone. Giacomo likes my tone. So she said, I don't like Donald Trump's tone. And I'm saying to myself, you know, and I went to the press with it because they asked me about it. I said, we have people in the Middle East whose heads are being chopped off, especially if they're Christian. We have people being drowned in steel cages. We have people being buried alive in the sand. And this politician, this no-change politician, she won't change a thing, is saying she doesn't like Donald Trump's tone. ISIS has developed like wildfire under our incompetent President Obama. I saw the other day, they were in 8 countries. Now they think it's 28 countries during his period. 28 countries, right? They're going like wildfire, but they were in 8 and now they're in 28. And I actually said to the press, and I said to a big group of people, it's the opinion of myself and a lot of people that he was the founder of ISIS. Because of his weak policies and because he failed because he failed to get them out, because he failed to do something about it. And I said, but they wouldn't let that go along, that he is going to be presented over the next short period of time with the MVP award from ISIS, Most Valuable Player. Now, they didn't put that down. You know what they did? Crooked CNN. CNN is so disgusting. CNN. Oh, look, their camera just shut off. Their camera just went off. That's funny. I got to know all the cameras, all those red lights on. You know what? I just said CNN is disgusting. And by the way, their ratings are going down big league. You know why? Because I refuse to be interviewed, and I get high ratings, what can I tell you? But I refuse, and it's a constant hit on Trump, and people are saying, what is it? No matter what you do, no matter how good it is, they make it a hit. So CNN took this story, and we said, right, the founder, and we said the MVP, well, they cut it all off. So I said, Barack Obama is the founder of ISIS. Then I talked about, you're all screaming it over here, right? Then I talked about receiving the Most Valuable Player award. And I said about her receiving the most what? Right? Yeah, the most. Her you can keep. Who the hell cares? But look, receiving the Most Valuable Player. So they cut it. So they have it. Donald Trump said that he is the founder of ISIS. Then they debate it for 2 days. I think he's wrong. I think these people are so dishonest. The media. And I love telling, it's like the baby. They said I threw a baby out. It turned out I didn't throw out a baby. In fact, the mother went on television saying how she loves me. I love that mother. So look, here's the story, folks. Remember this. You got to remember this. Because she came out with a plan to very substantially raise your taxes. That's all you need in Connecticut, more taxes. She is going to raise your taxes. She's going to raise your regulations for your businesses, which is going to put everybody out of work. Obamacare, she wants to keep and make it more expensive. And you're going to have, by the way, you are going to have increases come November, the likes of which you have never seen on your horrible Obamacare. Remember, keep your plan, keep your doctor, all a big lie. Remember the scam artist, the young, semi-smart guy that came out, and he scammed the public, and he was bragging to his friends. Unfortunately, one of them had a camera on. He was Gruber, my man, he remembers. See, the problem is people forget, but I won't let them forget. Gruber, what was his first name? Jonathan Gruber. You're very good. Jonathan Gruber. And what school did he go to? He taught at a school. Jonathan Gruber from MIT. My uncle was at MIT. For many years a teacher at MIT, a professor. Jonathan Gruber of MIT. Mark it down. Remember he said the whole deal is a scam? And he was bragging to his friends. I don't know what kind of a friend, but he had his cell phone running. I don't think it's a good friend. But you know what? Probably his so-called friend was even incensed at it. Jonathan Gruber of MIT said Obamacare is essentially a scam. So now in Texas, just recently, through Blue Cross Blue Shield, they announced almost a 50% increase. Almost a 50% increase. Now what's going to happen is on November 1st, remember this, folks, on November 1st, They are going to announce earth-shattering, election-shattering, an increase that's so big that you will never, ever in a million years vote for Hillary Clinton. But remember this, they want to delay, and I tell you this to the Republican Party, you better get tough. They want to delay it till December 1st, till after the election. Don't let it happen. So here's the story. Washington Post, she did not fulfill what she said. It's a wasteland. What happened and what she did was a disaster. The people in upstate New York hate Hillary Clinton. They hate her. She lied to them. She lied to them. She lied to him. You have to go up there. Her husband, Bill Clinton, who, by the way, remember what he said? He did not have sex with that woman. Then a couple of weeks later, oh, you got me. Oh, I'm so glad they kept the dress. I'm so glad they kept that dress. All right? It's great. You know why? Because it shows what the hell they are, all right? It shows what they are. So here's the story. As Senator Clinton promised 200,000 jobs. Now, here's in the New York Post, very recently, by a great writer, Steve Quazzo, how Donald Trump helped save New York City. Huh? Long before Donald Trump stamped his name in gold on buildings around the world, posted snarky midnight tweets, that's true, and joined the race for the White House, he was New York's most important and bravest real estate developer. I did a good job. I did a good job. Whatever you think about his political views, all right, I understand that. But they say, or his campaign, they say it's crazy. It is pretty wild, let's face it. Trump doesn't get enough credit for being a transformative planner who is in love with the city of New York. I'm also in love with Connecticut, by the way. So. I'm really in love with our country. Nice. Trump waded into a landscape of empty Fifth Avenue storefronts. By the way, New York City was a disaster. You remember. Nobody wanted to invest. It was over. Remember President Ford said, go to hell. It was over for New York. It was going to go down the tubes. Trump waded into a landscape of empty Fifth Avenue storefronts. The Dust Bowl muggings and ground around Central Park in a Wall Street area, seemingly on its last legs as companies moved out. Does that sound familiar? Companies were moving out like crazy. Which was then a remote offshore island. Few other developers built anything but plain vanilla office and apartment buildings. Trump, almost by force of will, and by the way, this is a great writer. This is a tough writer. This is a very smart guy, tough critic. Trump, almost by force of will, rode to the rescue, expressing rare faith. That's what we're going to do for the country, folks. Now, this is a long article, and then it talked about a lot of the jobs that I've done. Expressing rare faith in the future, he was instrumental in kick-starting the regeneration of neighborhoods and landmarks almost given up for dead. Now, in all fairness, because hey, look, I have like 80 people. She's got 1,000. They're hiring like crazy. We're doing great. We're raising a lot of money. I'm putting up my money for me. I'm raising money for the Republican Party. I'm raising money for the Republican Party, but in the primaries, I put up my money. Here, I'm putting up a lot of money, folks. I got a lot of money in this. Boy, I'll tell you what. But I'm not going to be controlled by lobbyists. I'm not going to be controlled by specialists. So here's the story. She is totally controlled by the hedge fund people who I know very well. These are, they're fine, but these are not nice people. These are not people that say, I'm doing this for the good of the country. They're doing this for the good of themselves. And when they give $2 million, $3 million, $5 million, $10 million to crooked Hillary Clinton, they're going to get a lot back. And it's going to be a lot more than that. And what's going to happen, remember this, they are going to make deals that are bad for our country, but good for them, including deals where certain companies can move to Mexico and other places because a lot of them are owned by these guys. And you know what, folks? If I get in, that's not going to happen, okay? Because I couldn't give a damn for it. So here's what happened recently. Campaign contributions from hedge funders, right? You see the nice picture I used of Hillary? How pretty. Pretty. See how pretty she is? Now, they gave me a very bad picture of her. They gave me a picture that wasn't representative of what Hillary looked like, and I said, I'm not using that picture. I probably should have, but I'm a true sportsman, right? So I said we have to use a nice picture. But here's the bad part of the picture. 48,500,000 received from the hedge funders, and that's Center for Responsive Politics. Very respected, right? So it's 48,500,000 for Hillary, $19,000 for Trump, and I'm trying to figure out who the hell gave me the money. I can't believe that they gave it. I'll probably give it back. All right. Want to see another? Total national debt. So when Obama became president, he has now doubled our national debt. And I'll tell you the problem with that. By the way, you didn't get what I said, but I loved when CNN turned off its camera as soon as I started telling you what sleaze they are. I love that camera, folks. Can you imagine having it on live television? But you know the good thing? Nobody's watching them anyway, so probably. So, look at the corner of that room. They even have people standing behind the cameras. You know what? If it were up to me, I'd move those damn cameras the hell out and let the people see properly. I'd move them out. So here's our president. Here's our president, who is, by the way, going to go down as perhaps the worst president in the history of this country. Believe me. Believe me. So here's our president. He's doubled our national debt, and yet our country's a mess. Our roads haven't been built. Our infrastructure, our tunnels, our bridges, our hospitals. Nothing's working. We have bridges. Many of them are in danger of falling down. You see the reports. So we have this massive debt. We've taken in money. He's wasted it. I'll tell you, I saw one where I was in a certain community 3-4 days ago. Great. I'm not going to mention the community because they're heavily in favor of Trump. They're building a Veterans Administration hospital. Not a real big one. They're $1.2 billion over budget. Hospital. How many builders are here? People, can you imagine? $1.2 billion over budget. Now, I would be willing to bet that some of those subcontractors and contractors, I love our contractors, I love our subcontractors, but we have to be smart because they're smarter than people that went to Harvard and Wharton and Yale. And some of them don't even speak the language well, but they're smarter. So This is a hospital built in our country, not so far away. $1.2 billion cost overrun. What about that? And this is just standard. I'm building a hotel on Pennsylvania Avenue, right next to the White House. I said, I don't give a damn. I'm coming to Pennsylvania Avenue one way or the other. Trump International. It was the old post office building. It was the old post office building. It's one of the most beautiful buildings in the country. Can you imagine I got it through the Obama administration? Does that tell you how good I am? Does that tell you? I actually told my people, I said, no, we won't. It was one of the most hotly contested jobs in the history of the GSA. And by the way, the GSA people are very professional. We have some very good people in government. With a little leadership, this country is going to sail. It's going to be so beautiful. It's going to be so beautiful. Anyway, we're building a very, very complex super luxury hotel. It's going to employ a lot of people. It's almost finished. It's more than 1 year ahead of schedule, and it's substantially under budget. Is that nice? Okay. Is that nice? Wouldn't it be great if our country could do things where they're ahead of schedule and under budget? That's like, you know what it's a little bit like? I say it. I spent, with all the money I spent, in the primaries I spent over $50 million. Now I'm spending a fortune for the general election. Oh, you better elect me, folks. I'll never speak to you again. Can you imagine how badly I'll feel if I spent all of that money, all of this energy, all of this time, and lost? I will never, ever forgive the people of Connecticut. I will never forgive the people of Florida and Pennsylvania and Ohio. But I love them anyway. We'll see. I think we're going to do very well. You know, we had a thing in Europe. Now, I have a lot of investments in the United Kingdom. Great investments, great things. And you remember Brexit. And they all went. And as you know, the UK took a big vote. They took a big vote. And it was a vote that ended up exactly as I predicted. Yeah, you can get her out. Get her out. You know, she looks just like Hillary Clinton, actually. Is that Hillary? Hillary, is that you? Hillary wants to find out, how do you get these crowds, right? How do you get these crowds? Goodbye, Hillary. Bye. Say hello to Bill, Hillary. You know, I'm talking, and I see this like crazy person screaming, and I didn't know friend or foe. But then I watched, and I could see she was nuts. All right. So look. We have such an important election. I want to talk to you for a couple of seconds about how bad your governor is. He's a very unpopular guy. He's done a very poor job for Connecticut. I'm telling you, we have one of the past great people of General Electric in our audience. Where is John? Where is John? Oh, there's John, the great John Myers, right? One of the great people of General Electric. Can you believe, John, they're leaving? Your company is leaving. You wouldn't leave if Trump were governor, I guarantee you that. Is that right? They're going to be. And you know what? They had very bad representation in Connecticut because that's something that never should have happened. Do you agree with that? The great John Myers, folks. Sorry. And much more importantly, his incredible wife. That's good. We love having you both here. Thank you. Pretty soon he'll be up in Boston. He won't be here anymore. Can you believe it? I can't believe General Electric, one of the great great monster, great companies, you lost it. So you got to vote for Trump. You've got to vote for Trump just as a signal to your incompetent governor that you're not going to take it anymore, okay? You got to. You know, he changes his name. I thought it was Daniel, then I thought it was Dan, then it's Daniel. Daniel? I never heard of Daniel, right? Where is he now? You're good at this stuff. Where is he now? Daniel? It's Daniel Malloy. That's right. Well, he wants to be saved. He wants to have his career saved. You got to do it. You know what you do? Do it as a protest vote against your governor for losing General Electric, and wait till you hear the stats, because I have a statistician who's unbelievable. This guy loves being a statistician. Me, I wouldn't like it. By the way, policeman, thank you very much. What a great job you did of getting rid of Hillary. What a great job you did. Thank you, man. Man. By the way, how great are our police? They're great. And it's about time we treat them with the respect that they deserve, okay? So listen to this, folks. This is a statistician who works for me. He considers it the most exciting job. His wife thinks he's unbelievable. She is so impressed with him. Connecticut has lost 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs since NAFTA. Bill Clinton signed it. The Fairfield region has lost 1 in 3 manufacturing jobs since China joined the WTO. Since 2000, the number of unemployed people in Fairfield has more than doubled. Good luck, folks. By the way, relax, don't move. The good news is you can't move because you can't get anything for your house, so don't worry about it. Can't sell your house. Not like you're going to be offered a fortune for your house, so just relax. Riding to the rescue. We're going to bring jobs back. We're going to bring everything back. According to a recent report, Connecticut is among the states where it is the hardest for job seekers to find jobs. Oh, boy. And 40% of part-time workers in Connecticut would prefer instead to have a full-time job. You know what did that? Obamacare, largely. Mercator Center reports Connecticut ranks. Congratulations on this one. Are you ready? I mean, if you don't vote for Trump after reading, and these are stats right out of a book, right out of the book. This is a Trump vote. Okay. Connecticut is the 4th highest and going to be the highest tax state in the country. You're going to be number 1. Congratulations. Congratulations, everybody. You're going to be number 1. And now Hillary Clinton. Hillary Rotten Clinton is going to raise taxes by $1.3 trillion. Congratulations. And Donald Trump, as president, is going to cut your middle-class taxes way down. Is going to get rid of massive, horrible, job-killing regulations. Is going, very importantly, your businesses are all leaving because the taxes are too high. You know, we're all standing in here tonight on a blistering 105 degrees outside, and I think 125 degrees inside. We should have bought some air conditioning units, right? But, well, nobody wants to leave, right? Isn't it great when we can have a room that's like 115 degrees and we haven't lost one person? Is that great? And I've been doing this for a while. All right. Listen to this. Listen to this. Connecticut. Daniel. Hey, Daniel, get back here from Washington. He's in Washington trying to get a job, but he won't be able to because I would never hire him. So why is he wasting his time? Daniel, listen to this. Just to show you how bad your governor is. And by the way, is Linda here? Where's Linda? Linda McMahon. What a great woman. Where is she? What a great woman. Where is she? She's here. There are a lot of people here. We love Linda. Hey, she exposed your senator as being a total fraud. He said he was in Vietnam or wherever. He was supposed to be this great fighting machine. He went around for years saying that he was a great Vietnam fighter, telling false tales, telling everything. Linda exposed him. Where's Linda? Linda exposed him. And he got elected? How the hell do you elect a guy like that? Boy, Blumenthal. Senator Blumenthal, a great fighter for Vietnam. So look at this. This is a beauty for Daniel Malloy, your governor. Lost General Electric, and Connecticut ranks number 50th among the U.S. states for its fiscal health. In other words, it is the least fiscally healthy state in the union, and you just lost General Electric. Lots of luck, folks. The U.S. Department of Education, which we're going to cut very bigly, we're going to bring it all back locally, we're going to get rid of Common Core. The U.S. Department of Education reports Connecticut is expected to have the nation's third fastest decline in students enrolled in high school over the next 10 years. It will probably be number one fairly soon. Congratulations, people. Hey, am I depressing everybody? Don't be depressed. You know, when I made my convention speech, and we did have 4 or 5 million more people than Hillary, but that's okay. But when I made, a lot of people, the critics, they said it was dark. It wasn't. It was optimistic. I was saying we have problems. We have problems with radical Islamic terrorism. We're going to solve them. We have problems with education. We have problems with Second Amendment. They want to dice up your Second Amendment. They want to take your protection away. The National Rifle Association, in probably, I think, the earliest endorsement they've ever given, endorsed Donald Trump. We are going to save your Second Amendment. All right. Connecticut is losing its younger population. High property taxes are hurting family income. And job loss is forcing people out of the state. Stay. You can't move. You're not going to move, are you? You can't move. You can't move. Don't worry. Your house will be valuable again. Can't move. You can't sell your house. You can't move, okay? I like that. You know, I'm going to keep you here, and then we're going to bring companies back. We're going to bring jobs back, and you're all going to say, thank you, Mr. President. Since our very incompetent president took office, real median household income in Connecticut has decreased by $1,000. Great going, Obama. Since 2008, the number of people in Connecticut living in poverty has nearly doubled. 1 in 4 African Americans in the state of Connecticut are now living in poverty. Thank you, President Obama, very much. Last year, big problem. This is why we're putting the wall up, folks. And this is why we're going to be tough at the border. Last year, heroin, right? You know what we're going to say? Last year, heroin-related deaths in Connecticut increased by 27% deaths. And fentanyl-related deaths increased by 150% deaths. According to a new study by the U.S. Department of Justice, Mexico is the primary supplier of heroin coming into the United States. Okay. Doesn't it just make you so angry? Really? So, we're going to build it. Don't worry. Don't even think about it. I have a good group over there. They are serious wall people. Don't even think about it. So I just want to tell you, and we're going to end on this. We're going to have strong borders. We're going to build a wall. Mexico's going to pay for the wall. We're going to stop people. And by the way, our Border Patrol agents are so amazing. It would be very easy for them to say everything is perfect, everything is fine. Come on, keep going through like we're Swiss cheese. But you know, they're amazing. They want to do their job. They're incredible. We will have strong borders. I'm going to give an immigration speech. We're going to stop illegal immigration. We're going to make a policy speech in 2 weeks, and I think you're going to like it. I think you're going to like it. But here's what's really happened. So we're going to have our borders. We're getting rid of Common Core. We're getting rid of Obamacare. Look, Obamacare. We're repealing and replacing Obamacare. I mean, honestly, in 2017, it dies of its own volition.